7 o'clock. Now, my next guest is Jeanette Slavinsky, a freelance writer and poet who's getting budding poets all over the country to pen a poem for charity. She's here to talk about her project, The Naked Goddess, and also to inspire you to maybe put pen to paper this Valentine's Day as well. Just a bit of a catch-up, Jeanette. When we last met, you were just launching the website. You were asking people for their poems. What was it for? Just bring us up to date on how it's gone as well.
Yes, the website. I'm actually doing the charity is Help for Heroes, which is a very well-known charity to help the injured men and women of war.
And what's been the reaction so far from people? Have you managed to get lots of poetry into the website?
Yes, I've had phenomenal success with it. I've had 114 poems submitted already, which is fantastic. I'm using two themes, and the themes are love and war. Now, I've had a lot of war poems coming through, and today, with it being Valentine's Day, I'm asking if anybody has a poem in the heart and they would like to submit the poem to the website, if they could send me a poem under the theme of love.
140 something you mentioned there. Eventually they're going to go into a book, aren't they? Will all the poems go in, or will you have to sadly leave one or two of them out, do you think? No,
we're hoping to put all the poems in. I'm hoping to put them in alongside some of my work as well. I have a book published already in Waterstones and on Amazon called Pick and Mix, and this is my second anthology. So I thought I'd open it up to the world, and I have it on Facebook too. So I've had lots of poems coming in, not just from Great Britain, but from all over the world.
And you've met quite a range of A-list stars, haven't you, as well, over the years? Tell me about some of those.
I have indeed, yes. Well, the most a hero upon everybody's lips as well, I think, is the dear Clint Eastwood. I had a personal invite to meet Clint and to stay at his ranch. And whilst I was there, I was able to also... I became very inspired by Clint, so I was able to write a lot of poetry whilst I was there.
Well, how did you get that invite? How did you meet him? What sort of a person?
I met him through another friend that I know in America. And we just got this invite. We went along to see him, and he was very charming and absolute perfect gentleman.
And it inspired you to write a poem, I think, while you were there, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I've written quite a few poems about Carmel itself and about Clint, which will be featured in the book. But the most endearing thing too, and what really inspired me and helped me to decide which charity to choose as the Help for Heroes, is that Clint was actually he fought in the Korean War.
You've got to read a little extract from the poem now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. This poem's called Carmel. I'm going to read the first two verses. I'm going to leave the middle verse out, which you will be able to read in my book. The good, the bad and the ugly go on punk, make my day, a legendary player rhetorically did say, whose mayor's touch of Carmel mightily echoes mission bell. Lend me your ears and listen to Carmel, Carmel, Carmel. And into your wooded bark my balletic spirit entwines. I wanted to dance and call your name, follow the steps of the divine. Alas, your majesty, I had to leave, my heart began to bleed. Carmel, Carmel, Carmel. Such sadness I became, Carmel's glory no more to see. But I remembered your name upon my pilgrim way. You helped to make my day. Like a cardinal star that shines above, Clint Eastwood. Carmel, Carmel, Carmel spells nothing more than love.
Well, there we are. Thank you very much indeed, Jeanette. We'll come back and chat some more between now and 3:30 this afternoon. But right now on BBC Radio Lancashire, it's 3:15. It's BBC Radio Lancashire. It is Valentine's Day. I'm talking to Jeanette Slavinsky this afternoon. We met a while ago, Jeanette, when you first came in to talk about the website and to encourage people to write in a poem. And I think the book, when it's published, you're raising funds for Help for Heroes, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Why is that charity special to you then?
Well, I grew up with a military background. My father, Sergeant Peter Slavin, he was in the Royal Artillery, and then he went into the Lancashire Fusiliers, which is rather akin to where I am right now. So it's something that's very close to my heart.
And obviously you've had a great reaction so far, but there's still room for a few more, I think. And you've extended the closing date, haven't you?
Yes, we've extended the closing date to the end of May. If anybody else is out there and they still want to send a poem in. I'm asking today, really, if you can send poems in, or if you would like to send poems in themed on the love theme, as I'm sure most people have somebody that they're in love with.
What makes a good love poem then? I mean, how should we go about writing a good love poem?
I think what you have to do is you just have to listen to your heart, allow your heart to speak to you, and just follow it through at its own beat and rhythm, and just try and pen your lines to that, your words to that.
I know that you've been out and about on the buses in the northwest today, haven't you, giving roses out and reading poetry as well. How did that go down amongst the fare-paying passengers on the bus?
Well, that was quite an experience, actually, John. Bluebird Bus Company very kindly transported me around from Moston to Manchester, and I handed out very patriotic roses, blue, red and white, to the passengers on the bus in memory of our heroes and for loved ones. And at the same time, it gave me the opportunity as well to share this wonderful poetry, which has been donated by fellow poets.
And you read lots of poetry while the bus was going along, did you?
Oh, as the bus was rambling along, I was reciting my poetry up there.
Oh, and how did that go down? Was that, quite well received by the passengers?
It was very well received, yes. It was well applauded, and I had lots of people coming up to me afterwards and asking me, the website details, which is www.thenakedgoddess.com. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot more poems sent in just alone from the Bluebird bus. And then afterwards we took a different route and went into Stockport, Portwood, Tesco's, and into the town centre, and we had our own very special hero on board. We had Lieutenant Norman Harris, a 92-year-old war veteran of the Royal Artillery and the Gordon Highlanders.
Also, as well, you've got another piece of poetry for us that's been submitted by someone to the website. Just tell me a little bit about this, and it's on the theme of roses, I think, this, isn't it?
It is on the theme of roses, and it's called Black Rose, and it's by Alan McKeon. It's rather a sad poem, this one, but it's about a rose, or the metaphor is a black rose. A single black rose of a mound of fresh air. A single black rose on a mound of fresh earth is all that is left to mark a proud uniform. A hole in a family, an empty chair, a folded flag, a coloured ribbon, a circle of metal, a single black rose.
So there we are. If anybody does want to get in touch and submit to the website, we'll have all the details on the BBC Radio Lancashire help desk. The date's been extended, and you're looking for people who aren't necessarily, full-time poets, someone who just wants to have a go, aren't you,
Yes.
To do it?
I believe that everybody has a poem in the heart, and let's just sit down and listen to our hearts and allow the words to flow through, and pen them, and please send them to my web. And this just goes out to everybody who's listening today, as I know I have some friends and family certainly over in America too, and I know Clint Eastwood is going to be getting this or listening to this at some stage. So hello to my friends in America, and a big hello to everybody in Great Britain, and please submit your poems for a great cause.
Jeanette Slavinsky, thank you very much indeed. We've got all the details, as I say, on the BBC Radio Lancashire help desk. This is Pearl and the Puppet.